Hello, beta. In today's lecture, we are going to go ahead and we are going to look at the standard trade model. Okay. Now, beta, whenever we talk about the standard trade model, there are four main relationships that you have to go ahead and study. चार relationships पे ये model based है. ठीक है. The first, so there are four main relationships. Right, beta? But the first relationship that you have, that is called as production possibility frontier. That means PPF and relative supply curve. That means RS. ठीक है, ये पहला रिलेशनशिप है, प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी फ्रंटियर एंड रिलेटिव सप्लाई कर्व. The second relationship that we have, that is called as relative prices and relative demand. अभी मैं आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू ऑल फोर रिलेशनशिप्स, डोंट वरी बेटा. एक बारी हम लिख लें चारों relationships. The third relationship that we have, that is the determination of world equilibrium by world relative supply and world relative demand. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं बेटा, हम वर्ल्ड का डिमांड और वर्ल्ड का सप्लाई निकालते हैं रिलेटिव टर्म्स में, उसके थ्रू हम वर्ल्ड का इक्विलिब्रियम निकालते हैं. एंड द लास्ट रिलेशनशिप दैट वी हैव टू स्टडी इज इफेक्ट ऑफ टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड, which is nothing but the price of countries export divided by price of import. TOT क्या होता है, टर्म ऑफ ट्रेड क्या होता है, प्राइस ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट डिवाइडेड बाय प्राइस ऑफ इंपोर्ट. तो हम देखेंगे कि ये जो टर्म ऑफ ट्रेड है, व्हाट इज इट्स इफेक्ट ऑन नेशन वेलफेयर. इसका नेशन के वेलफेयर पे क्या असर पड़ता है, ऑन नेशंस वेलफेयर. ठीक है बेटा, दीज आर द फोर मेन रिलेशनशिप्स दैट वी विल बी स्टडिंग. बेटा अब हम रिलेशनशिप नंबर 1 पे जाते हैं. The first relationship is production possibility frontier and relative supply curve. ठीक है बेटा, let's assume that it is a too good economy. पहला assumption है, it's a too good economy. बेटा too good economy में we can take any two goods. तो I am taking my favorite two goods, cloth and food. Cloth and food. अब हम एज्यूम कर रहे हैं दैट ईच कंट्री हैज अ स्मूथ प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी फ्रंटियर. तो यूजुअली अगर मेरे को कभी भी इफ आई हैव टू मेक अ प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी फ्रंटियर, हाउ डज द प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी फ्रंटियर लुक लाइक बेटा, ऐसा होता है कि नहीं. दिस इज क्वांटिटी ऑफ फूड, दिस इज क्वांटिटी ऑफ क्लोथ. सो वी आर एज्यूमिंग ईच कंट्री हैज smooth production possibility frontier and I can name this as TT. So my production possibility frontier can be TT. It can be TT. ठीक है. अब बेटा हमें ड्रॉ करना होगा something we have to try and understand, which is called as an ISO value line. ISO value line. Now what is an ISO value line? क्या होता है एक ISO value line? An ISO value line is any line such that you will see along that line the market value of output will be constant. So please write down lines along which the market value of output is constant. Line along which the market value of output is constant माने price of cloth into quantity of cloth. ये हो गया बेटा value of cloth. Price of food into quantity of food. बेटा ये हो गया value of food. Add this. This is the total value of the output. ठीक है. I have to assume that this is constant. ये एक constant number है. कुछ भी एक number हो सकता है. But the value of the output is constant. अच्छा, what will be its slope बेटा? If I have to find, if I have to plot this line, अगर मुझे इस line को Q, C, Q, F in the same QF, QC, QF यहाँ ले लेते हैं. QC. If I have to plot this line, अगर मुझे इसको line को plot करना है, so how can I do it? Suppose I tell you that V is 10, PC is 2, PF is 1, है ना? तो बेटा what will be this point? कैसे लिख सकते हैं हम इसे? 2QC plus 1QF equal to 10. तो x axis QC वाला जो point होगा, that will be 10 by 2, that means 5. You'll put QF 0 ना, तो ये हो गया 5 and QF will वाला point हो जाएगा 10 when you will put QC as 0, that will be y axis point, है ना? So if I join this will be my ISO value line. ये मेरा ISO value line हो जाएगा. And if I ask you what is going to be the slope of this ISO value line, अगर मुझे इसका slope निकालना है तो what is that going to be? तो बेटा PC DQC plus PF DQF equal to DV. I will differentiate it. DV तो 0 है, there is no change in value, value is constant. So PC DQC PF DQF equal to 0 along ISO value line V is constant. Along ISO value line V is constant. ठीक है. अच्छा, from here what will I get? PC DQC PF DQF equal to 0 and I have to find DF by perpendicular by base. So DF by DQC निकालना है. So PC DQC minus PF DQF. So DQF by DQC will be minus PC by PF. Minus PC by PF. So इसका जो slope हो गया, the slope of this will be minus PC by PF. This is the slope of the ISO value line. Okay. Now question is, what is the point of production for any country? So beta, this is my production possibility frontier. Given the production possibility frontier, QF, QC में, given the production possibility frontier, I want to reach the highest, I want to create highest value possible. I want to create the highest value possible. So I start with one ISO value line, another, third, fourth, and so on. So where is the highest ISO value line attained, beta? At tangency. Tangency point. So where will any country produce? Where production possibility frontier is tangential to ISO value line, right? To ISO value line. That is the point of production. So therefore, can we say that production, क्योंकि ये दोनों tangent हो रहे हैं, तो दोनों का slope equal होगा. So production happens where slope of production possibility frontier equal to slope of ISO value line. And what is the slope of ISO value line? ये रहा. Minus PC by PF. That's the slope of ISO value line. So माने slope of production possibility frontier equal to minus PC by PF. ठीक है. Therefore, beta production depends on relative price of cloth. कि प्राइस ऑफ क्लोथ एज कंपेयर टू फूड कितना है उस पे प्रोडक्शन डिपेंड करेगा बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्लोप ऑफ आइसो वैल्यू लाइन ऑन द रिलेटिव प्राइस ऑफ क्लोथ. ये समझ में आया. तो अगर ये आइसो वैल्यू लाइन सपोज ऐसा, सपोज अभी यहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है ना, वी आर हैविंग प्रोडक्शन एट पॉइंट ए, बट सपोज द आइसो वैल्यू लाइन वुड हैव बीन फ्लैट, द सेम आइसो वैल्यू लाइन वुड हैव बीन वेरी फ्लैट, तो क्या होता? तो I would have produced at a different point. जैसे for example, QC, QF, PPF, ये रहा. एंड ये हमारा आइसो वैल्यू लाइन है जो बहुत ही फ्लैट है. What is happening? Why is it not selecting blue color? Okay, this one. है ना? Then my production happens at point A. So I am producing this much cloth and more food. ठीक है. And if my ISO value line it is better, suppose I draw it with an orange color, it is very steep. This is my ISO value line. Then I will be producing more cloth and less food. और steep होगा या flat होगा depends on PC by PF. So suppose here PC is 4 and PF is 1. And here for this one, PC is 2 and PF is, ठीक है. So the higher the slope, the steeper the line. यही होता है ना. तो यहाँ पे we are saying that cloth is having relatively higher price. And यहाँ पे relatively lower price. Right, beta? Is this clear? Is this making sense? ठीक है. So ऐसे ही कुछ question can also be asked कि what happens when relative price of cloth increases. What happens when relative price of cloth increases? So if the relative price of cloth will increase, it means that ये आपका slope था PC by PF. Absolute values में देख लेते हैं, PC by PF था. This slope is increasing. So if slope is increasing, ISO value line will become steeper. Right, beta? If slope will increase, ISO value line will become steeper. So what will happen? It will go ahead and it will change. So पहला suppose This was your initial ISO value line. This was a flat ISO value line. ये आपका initial ISO value line था. Point A, but I have to show a steeper line ना, तो इसको initial बना देते हैं. पहले flat रख लेते हैं थोड़ा यहाँ पे. This is point A, and now it has become steeper. Steep हो गया है. So this is point B. So economy moves from point A to point B. ठीक है. Cloth production increases. Food production decreases. ठीक है. New equilibrium is point B. ठीक है. इस इनिशियल आइसो वैल्यू लाइन का स्लोप सपोज PC by PF है, एंड न्यू आइसो वैल्यू लाइन का स्लोप PC dash by PF है, and slope PC dash by PF in absolute value is more than PC by PF. माने slope has increased, price of cloth has increased, so line has become steeper. So economy is moving from point A to B. Cloth production is increasing and food production is decreasing. Okay. So this is our first relationship that we have studied, beta. The first relationship is the relationship कि कितना हम cloth या food supply करेंगे, relative supply of cloth and food, which depends, which we are generating with respect to your PPF, production possibility frontier. I hope that this relationship